I like Isabel Wilkerson's analogy of the things that we deal with in the United States. She said, you got to look at it like we've inherited it. When someone gives you an old house, a house that's 60, 70 years old, it's donated to you from the family. It was your great grandmother's house or something. And you get the old house. That old house is going to need some work. Roof is leaking, basement leaking, furnace don't work. It needs all of this work. That's how America is. It's this old house that we've inherited that has all of this work and all of this history and stuff that we don't know about or we don't read about. But it's not for us to be divided. It's for us to start doing the repairs. And it's not look at it like, so sometimes white people get mad when we bring, some white people get mad when we bring up these issues of the past. It's like, this is an old house. I'm not mad at you personally, Bob. I'm telling you that we've inherited a home that needs work. The roof is leaking, basement leaking. There are systems in place that kept us from obtaining wealth for years. Redlining prevented us from buying property in neighborhoods. We were unable. Here's the thing. You got, in the 50s and 60s, Uncle Jojo then worked his tail to the bone on a farm, building a farm. And he made that farm make a whole bunch of money. And then when he's 40, 50, 60 years old, it's taken from him there for whatever reasons. You can look it up. Farms and farm homes were being taken by black people like that. Because all they had to do is say, you got some type of rare plant on your property. This is now government property. It was taken from them. So you got all these people who worked hard for so long and was unable to pass that wealth on to the next generation. So every generation, in a lot of black communities, every generation is starting at zero because we weren't able to obtain generational wealth. We weren't able to buy the houses that we could pass on to our children and grandchildren. So that's some of the stuff that I'm talking about, roof leaking. That doesn't give black people the right to be mad at every white person. What we're saying is there are systems in place, roof leaking, furnace is broken. In a mental health institution, that's why I'm going to school now to be a licensed therapist, because I'm like, man, there's cracks in the system. There's people out here, like, I wanted a black therapist like 3 or 4 years ago, a black male therapist, and had so much trouble finding one, dog. So if you want to talk about women who are breaking boundaries, let's also talk about Isabel Wilkerson and Antonio Hilton. And at the very least, you need to just get their audiobooks and just listen, because then you'll understand more about what's going on around you. Like, oh, you think you're dealing with racism, but really you're dealing with a system of caste and class. Oh, it's systematic. It'll stop you from just always pointing at white people like, all white people hate black people. It's all their fault. We dealing with system issues, not people. A person can have a belief, but if we really want to fix this house that we've inherited, first of all, we got to start having the discussions, real discussions like we're having now, and also giving each other the information so we know what we're dealing with and we're not walking in the room ignorant. And one of the ways you get the information that you need to have an informed conversation and choice is you start reading or listening to audiobooks and understanding your history, and also just praying and like researching on what kind of changes that you can make in your given field.